The UN CSW is a global intergovernmental body that is dedicated to the promotion of gender equality and the empowerment of women. The CSW is instrumental in promoting women's rights, documenting the reality of women's lives throughout the world, and shaping global standards on gender equality and the empowerment of women. The theme for this year's session was women's full and effective participation and decision-making in public life, as well as the elimination of violence for achieving gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls.
Hello, my name is Ella Marriott, and I was really honored this year to attend CSW65 as a youth delegate under BCCIC's delegation.
My English name is Caitlin Herchak. My traditional name is Alyssa P. My grandmother is the late Eva Adams Klassen. My ancestors and relatives are from Nunavik and Nunavut. I'm connecting with you all today from the traditional and unceded territory of the Lekwungen-speaking people.
My name is Christiana Honobola. I'm a mother of two and an international student from Nigeria.
I am 21 years old. I go to UBC. I'm an environmental advocate in my community. And so when I attended the conference, I knew that there would be a lot of different perspectives to the issues and that women around the world faced some of the same, but also a lot of different issues. But I wasn't aware of the fact that things that I thought were kind of globally understood, like democracy, that people had different definitions about what that meant, or even women's rights in general. Depending on where people live, they have different perspectives about what's important, what's appropriate.
My name is Morgane Auger. I'm a delegate with the British Columbia Council for International Cooperation. I live in Vancouver, and I'm a transgender woman parenting two children. The importance of promoting participation in public life without fear of discrimination or violence, targeting people because of diverse genders and sexualities, should be highlighted in the agreed conclusions and in the official statements to this regard.
I also particularly appreciate the diversity and intersectionality in the nature of the delegation that the BCCIC put forward to attend the 65th Commission on the Status of Women. I think it is this intersectional approach at inclusion that afforded someone like me, who is an international student in Canada, to get a chance of being part of this delegation.
I think for all of us, especially youth, when we attend these kinds of conferences, you have a really profound experience because you realize that there's these huge problems that exist out there in the world, but there's also a massive web of different individuals and organizations that are tackling these problems at every single level. They're taking day-to-day action to empower their own communities or empower other communities. And what's really cool for you as a youth who gets to experience this is to see people that are much older than you, that have very similar interests to you, that have been working on this for decades, right? You speak to someone who says, yes, I was the first person to write about women, peace, and security and have the UN take notice. It's such an amazing experience.
My name is Maya Redlinger. CSW65 made me think about how in the future I can be a more actively inclusive feminist, rather than just assuming that feminist policies and advocacy will impact and uplift women equally.
Through my participation in CSW65, I came to better understand that issues that may be more easy for us to recognize in their immediacy and significance, like those of food security, environmental devastation, and economic precarity, are all profoundly connected to and affected by sexist discrimination, so that without systematically integrating a focus on the specific needs, desires, challenges, and capacities of women and girls, it is not possible to prevent atrocities, to promote access to quality education, or to strengthen food security and economic stability at the level of a household.
My name is the diva. I learn a lot from me saying I like her for different going yeah.
Hi, my name is Bashar Al-Saidi. As a male-identifying figure and a delegate to the UNCSW, I believe that it's my duty to challenge negative or those toxic masculinities, to raise awareness in Canada about the inequities that exist, show solidarity with women and girls in their daily struggles around the world, to eradicating the patriarchal institutions, apply an intersectional lens in my work, and help transform power dynamics and become a positive role model for other men and boys to show that caring for ourselves and the well-being of others is a human trait that we should all adopt.
Hello everyone, my name is Demetra Sarsis. I have the honor to work and grow on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Squamish, Coast Salish, and Semiahmoo peoples. We all know that poverty has a face, and it's the face of a woman worldwide. At CSW65, I had the amazing opportunity to be in meetings and webinars and conversations with people who I strive to work towards my professional lives, who are all working for this shared goal of women's and girls' empowerment and equality between all genders and expressions.
So what I'll take back to my community is that women, we have raised our voices in number so that we are heard and claim for gender equality. Where if there's a problem, they have to come out in number. The conference had also a great impact on me. It had transformed me. My perceptions which I had of myself, that a woman is just supposed to be more submissive, cannot do anything. But if women are so courageous, I think we could overcome all this, what we face.
I hope that I can incorporate aspects of equity, diversity, and inclusion that were really promoted within the conference, within all my work. I will use this as I conduct gender-based analysis plus, as well as do consultation work with civil society and other important stakeholders. This is my group that has my back whenever I'm sad or down or don't believe in myself. And this is also the group that I can express joy and rebuilds my passion for working on issues surrounding gender equality in an international development context.
Hi, my name is Angela Fan, and I was a delegate with BCCIC's delegation to the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. We need to center intersectionality, transformative approaches, as well as a gender-sensitive lens to all the work that we're doing in order to advance change.
So I would urge everyone to take these opportunities to attend events you're interested in and be particular about where you think you can make an impact. And if you don't know where to make an impact, don't worry, I was in the same boat. I think it's time we change our discourse and we see ourselves in positions where we can become and rise up to positions of power, and it's up to us to elevate everyone else in that progress.
Men should attend so that they learn or they hear for themselves how these women are crying all the time, claiming for the gender equality, and also feel that women are also strong people who can work in partner with men to bring the development of the community as well as in the society and worldwide.
Although there is so much positive change happening and improvements when it comes to the full and effective participation and representation of women and girls, there's still so much that needs to be done. And that's something I didn't really realize until attending some of the sessions at this conference.
Attending these events really reaffirmed how important it is for us as individuals, organizations, and institutions to be aware of how intersecting identities of race, gender, ethnicity, class, education, etc. impact our communities and the work that we do in our communities.
Hello, my name is Margot Sangster. A sustainable Afghan economy and the protection of human rights advances in Afghanistan are only possible when women are equal and full players in decision-making. The human rights of youth and ethnic minorities must also be safeguarded. Tie economic support to women's equal and full inclusion in the peace process and other aspects of day-to-day life. Please act now, or else Afghanistan once again will be controlled by ultra-conservative and self-serving groups that threaten national stability and global security.
The Indigenous rights of women, girls, have been neglected in the CSW agreed conclusions. My relatives to the north, south, east, and west must be seen, heard, and respected as leaders and have the same level of protection as our non-Indigenous neighbors. Indigenous women and girls and gender-diverse relatives need to be included in the development, execution of policies, programs, and strategies, ending gender-based violence and the creation of economic opportunity, and holding leadership, especially when it comes to protecting our lands and territories, mitigating the effects of climate change.
And so this really inspired me to want to continue to use my platforms and really utilize my privilege as someone living in Canada, being able to express my concerns and talk about the things that I care about with the people in my life, and really try to spread my message as far as I can go.
From the CSW sessions I've attended over the last few days, I get the sense that there is a growing appetite for change, even if it takes dismantling existing institutions. The United Nations will not be immune to these pressures. So UN platforms too need to include and innovate or risk irrelevance. So this is a call to action. Look at the gaps, the omissions, and the passing references to so-called vulnerable and marginalized groups of women within the text of the agreed conclusions. And use your voices to go onto social media. Write petitions, cast ballots, hold up placards, raise your fist and join arms to ask the difficult questions. Render these invisible women visible, and demand transformative institutional and social change so that no one is left behind in this final decade of action. Thank you.